What's going on, people? Today, I want to talk about becoming a corporate citizen and all that comes with that in terms of you building up your corporate citizenshipness. Also, this live stream was brought to you by the Modern Money course. The link is in the description at the beginning, and at the end of this, it should be in the comment section. So I was sitting there thinking, I was really thinking of all of my businesses that became successful were aimed at helping people get what they wanted. Let's kind of go back to the upscale garage sale, the storage auction business. And one of the things that was really prevalent, that was prominent with that business was going out, buying stuff to help people achieve whatever they wanted in life. And one of the things that I really enjoyed that business. I really enjoyed that business. And when I just kind of fell into it, and let me explain to you how I just fell off into it. When I was selling office furniture, the furniture that had the most profit for me was selling the used furniture. So one of the things that I did was I went out and I looked for sources of used products. And I did not know what I was getting myself into. I had no clue to what I was getting myself into. And it opened up a great big door because number one, I thoroughly enjoyed going through the units, getting stuff, and doing these things. I thoroughly enjoyed that. And then another thing that happened was I learned so much about people. I learned so much about products. I learned so much about so many different things. And this helped me get established, get started with forming that business, which was, when I started that business, there was no um urge to help people. What's up? When I started that business, but as I got into it, as the business started to unwind, as the business started to get bigger and better and bolder, I found out that helping people made that business so much better. Helping people created a revenue stream for that business because first year I just fell into it, didn't really understand what I was getting myself into because with the used office furniture, that was standard. It was like you knew what you were getting yourself into, you knew what you were doing. But with selling all of this used stuff, I had no clue to what I was getting myself into. And this formed the basis for me because as I went with the storage, with the request of creating the storage auction business, a lot of things happen that will form into the corporate citizen agenda. One of the things that happened as we went along, because, from living in that boarding house, from living the way that I was living, I really did not spend a lot of money. And this is a corner keystone of the corporate citizen philosophy. You've got to manage the money that you already have very well. And one of the things that happened was, I would say, year three, the 50% solution happened because I was like putting 50% of my money away. And once again, there was money. It wasn't like a regular income. It wasn't a routine situation. So I had the money to put away. And one of the things that I began to understand was you need money to make money. And this is one of the reasons that I've constructed the mindset course the way that I did because a lot of people are enjoying it. I'm sending out emails. I'm not getting the normal blowback or stuff that I normally get. So that's really good. But with becoming a corporate citizen, with establishing yourself, with building yourself, at some point you realize that you have to build your business to be of help to your fellow man. Because one of the things that I plan on doing in the rest of this year, because right now we're working on the money mindset course, giving that away, pushing it out. And then next month, we're going to get into some more interesting things. And this is just the 12th of the month that we're actually doing this. So we have a lot more time to go. We have a lot more stuff to dig into because, my goal is to create all of these corporate citizens. And I'm going to tell you some of the problems with that. Number one, and this is one of the things that I've addressed, is I have revamped the channel and I've pissed off a lot of people. I ran a lot of people off. I upset a lot of people because there are many people that were only here for drama, certain things. They were not here to learn how to build a business. They were not here to learn how to do anything. And they just wanted to be a part of the situation without truly helping grow something significant. And, I'm going to use my favorite college team, University of Alabama. Why does the University of Alabama have 6 national championships since Nick Saban's been there? 4 and 5 star recruits. They go out and they recruit the top people in the sport, get them on the team. Then they have their own methodology. So when you get the top people, these guys in high school who are like a 4 star, 5 star wide receiver, they go ahead and create a certain type of energy. They create a certain type of energy that you just do not see. Hey, what's going on? You just do not see with other college football programs because they have understood and they have recognized for us to continue to have these 10-win seasons, for us to continue to get to national championships, we've got to get the top people. And for me, that was like really, really puzzling because I had a lot of people come to the channel who were not interested in building a business. They just were not. They're more looking for, the economic updates were doing quite well for a while, and then they went down. And then another thing that happened that I saw that I could actually appreciate a little bit more was there was a number of people who just wanted to actually do some stuff. And this is one of the things that I consistently get. I have a lot of people who will contact me, email, Instagram, and they will talk about one of the things that they want to do with little regard to the proper protocol to build a business. And, because I get, people get frustrated because they'll reach out to me and they want to have a conversation. They want to have a conversation, right? And the part of this whole thing is I'm in business. And if we're going to talk about business stuff, there should be a entryway, there should be a pathway for us to do that. And one of the things that I'm finding out is the people who are serious, the people who want to build something, the people who want to create something, they have no problem being part of that pathway. But a lot of people who are in that spectator phase, they're in that phase where I'm just here to see what's going on. I just want to test things out, right? those people are very, very frustrating because they're not part of those 4-star, 5-star recruits. They're just not. And this creates a situation where it's very hard to build something sustainable and durable. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something, and it's going to be kind of crazy. So let me go ahead and open this up. All right. So let me present this. Let's see. Is it showing? Make sure we get everything in there. Okay. This is one of the people that I'm learning from. Work less, earn more, enjoy life. He has set up his business in a manner where he's not I have no clue to what kind of car this guy drive. I have no clue to what kind of house he lives in. And that's he just comes on the internet. And this is another thing that happens. He's got these courses, he's got a YouTube channel, but he has a very different community. And this is one of the things that I've been looking at. He has a really different community of people who seriously want to take action, who seriously want to improve their lives, who want to improve their situation. And I'm just really, really looking at this because, once again, there are two types of people. There are people who want to take action, and there are people who do not want to take action. And one of my biggest issues, and let me see, let me go to Dan Cole. He's got like 1.4 million Instagram followers. And this guy is just 100% doing the work. He's 100% doing the work. Um, he's got, like, I haven't really started tweeting at the moment. I haven't started. It's going to be very interesting. And, and he has like 312 followers, and he just really just is about the work. It's about building. He's about the work. And there is no flash. There is no, he's just straight up about the work that you need to do to become successful. And this is a business model that I want to emulate. This is something that I want to set up. This is something that I want to create. And I know for me to create that, I got to have the right people. And that's one of the hardest things to do is to get the right people. And I'm seeing that I'm getting more of the right people. Let me go ahead and say this. There's a standard group of people here who support the channel, who watch the videos. I really appreciate you guys. And those are the right people. And these are the people who understand that to build a business, it's going to take time. It's going to take effort. It's going to take you doing the work. It's going to take that type of dedication, that type of energy for you to begin to sail, for you to begin to grow. And once again, I've been looking at the community because, I'm happy to say that I just don't get the crazy comments I used to get. And literally, I may delete 1 or 2 crazy comments per week. I was dealing with at one point, I was dealing with 30 to 40 crazy comments per day. And this once again wasn't this was more evidence that I didn't have the right people. And to create corporate citizens, I've got to have the right people. I got to have the people who want to do the work. I got to have people who want to put the time in. I got people who want to reach out. I got people who want to invest in themselves. And this is one of the things that I'm really, really going to work on a lot because right now we have a lot of things that are going on. We have a lot of things that are happening in the economy because right now we're not in a recession based upon government, the traditional portals of what makes a recession, what doesn't make a recession. The first quarter of 2023 was not a losing quarter. So we will have to see what happens with the second quarter, which just started. So we'll have to see what goes on with that. And we will have to see what happens as we go out to build these things. And another thing that I see is a lot of people don't want to be a corporate citizen. What they want to do is come to the internet and find some whiz bang thing where they can get into it, not work that hard, and make a lot of money with low effort. Make a lot of money with low effort, low production, low performance. And the reality is that's just not that sustainable. It's just not. And this is why I need to get that that citizen. Good morning. What's up? This is why I need to get this citizenship up. And it's a process, man. It's a process revamping because one of the things is that I've learned because I've been here on YouTube for a long time that it's not about the people. It's about getting the right kind of people. Because if I get the right kind of people, let's just say my channel only had um, 10,000 subscribers. But if those 10,000 subscribers were all the right people, I would make millions if they were the right people. What's going on? People have gotten so damn lazy. This is one of the easiest times to make money simply because there's little to no competition. I 100% agree because one of the things that you will find if you're willing to do the work. Now, like this guy right here that I was following, he's only been online 3 years. 3 years. And he was willing to do the work. See that this is the thing, and this is the dividing line that cuts off a lot of people. A lot of people don't want to do the work. They don't want to do any of the work. They don't want to do nothing. They just want to be part of something that makes a lot of money with low effort, low volume. And I mean, seriously, I've literally seen so many people who were willing to do the work, who were willing to establish that new broadband, so to speak, and do extremely well online. Do extremely well online. Like I would give you, I think that's the audience. Um, I would say that's part of it. That's a big part of it. But I will show you something with Dan Coe. And let's get into this. Because this is Social Blade. Right. So if you look at Dan Coe's numbers, um, he had to stretch, right? Where in 2022, in April of 2022, a year ago, he was getting 2,500 views a month. And then the one month he went down to 900. Then I don't know why he lost those views. Then you can see he just wasn't really making a lot of waves. He just wasn't. And then he went ahead, he put out a few hit videos. So he really started cooking November 1st, and then he started to explode December, and now he's kind of come down a little bit. But once again, I look at what he's doing and I look at his approach. He's very This is the work you got to do. There is no lifestyle creation. There is none of this stuff. Well, one of the things is, look, there's a black YouTube and there's a white YouTube. That's a fact. And typically, when you're on the black side, unless you're talking about a topic such as drop shipping, you're just going to get a certain kind of audience. You're just going to get a really certain kind of audience. You're going to get a certain type of perspective. But once again, to build out this corporate citizen staff, I got to have the right people. And that's one of the things where YouTube can be a little bit nuanced because it will serve you up to a lot of the wrong people. And this, because with me revamping and doing all the stuff I've done, um, it's a trip. It's a real trip because literally I had to get rid of so many people who just watch the channel to see me fail and other stuff. Like, I just put up a post in the community section because I got this in the mail the other day that Hire Car has filed bankruptcy. And I had heard that they had filed bankruptcy, but this is the first time that I actually got direct correspondence about the bankruptcy and the things that they were going and the things that they were doing. And I put up there that when I was doing Hire Car, I wasn't doing Hire Car to create how to rent car courses. Um, I did what I did. I thought was honest, what I thought was beneficial. I told the truth. And before I started making those videos, there were not a lot of videos on YouTube talking about the truth. Like, let me see if this guy is still around. Hold on a second. Let's go back. All right. Hire Car has a channel. Really was not on that. Let's see. Uh, can't really find much about Hire Car. There was a guy. I don't know why it served up the live stream. There was one guy who was doing a lot of Hire Car videos, and he's literally gotten buried. Oh, okay. Justin Brubaker. All right. This is the guy who was doing the Hire Car videos, right? And he has not made a video in 2 years. Once he's just literally left the platform, stopped making videos. I wonder why. I mean, this is some crazy stuff. But I will say honestly that you do not get the drama on Toro that you get on Hire Car. Hire Car was crazy. So it's almost a must that you do faceless videos on YouTube in order to get the algorithm to push your content out to different demographic sectors. Um, I'm not going to say that. I'm going to show you nomadic introvert. Um, it's really about the subject matter because her channel, she's only been doing videos since June. She has not been doing videos a full year, right? And she is extremely black. She has tattoos, and people love her. They extremely love her. They love her. So I feel that if you hit the algorithm correctly with the right level of content in the right niche, you can explode. But once again, you know, it's really, really interesting to see what happens to black YouTubers who are trying to cross over. Now she's crossed over. She is essentially crossed over because essentially you could look through her comment sections and you could just see that she has crossed over. And there are many, many people who are trying to do different things. And essentially, if you just get fed to the wrong black audience, let's go ahead and have that conversation. There are a lot of enterprising, hustling, forward pushing members of the black audience. There's a lot of positive, really good black people in the audience. And then there's the other audience that's for drama, dating, and all this other stuff, right? If you get caught up in the drama and dating stuff, it's game over. Game over because you're in there with that wrong audience. You're in there putting stuff out. And oh, I like that. The Hellcat and Scat Pack audience. That you get over there, I mean, it's just rough. It's just really, really rough if you get into that audience and you're trying to do anything. Because essentially, to create a corporate citizen, and here's what a corporate citizen is: it's a person who makes $250,000 a year because that gives them the income to live where they want to live. That gives them the money to have to invest, and that's just the beginning, and that's the beginning of becoming a corporate citizen. And you have so many people who, like, I got a video that's in the queue that's going to be delivered as a regular video that's talking about people are afraid of businesses, and I think now, you know, I'm going to say that. What do you guys think? How many people are afraid to start a new business? How many people are very afraid to start a brand new business? Put that in the comments. How many people you think? Because one of the things that happens is I will get someone from, let's call it the Scat Pack audience, the Scat Pack, the Scat Pack and Hellcat audience, right? Who will come up and leave a comment on a video that has nothing to do with the content in that video because they want my attention. Like, it's crazy because I'm like, okay, you don't like the content. Fine, cool. Don't watch. But for some reason, that audience, I think people are afraid of work and the possibility of failing. I think that's a big part of it because there are so many people who will not try, who will not try to do anything, who will not open themselves up to doing more. They just won't. They just will not do it. Um, Apathy, that's a really good point. I don't think it's fear. We live in a generation of lack of ambition and drive for people. People have their needs met, and the internet makes everything feel accessible. People just don't care. Apathy. There's a lot of that. I think there's a lot of truth to that because, I'm seeing this because, once again, to create the corporate citizen army, I got to have the right people. And this is one of the things with social media because, I have removed from myself. And at one point, I was very much about getting the numbers, building up the flack. Um, but right now, I'm more about building the right audience, building the correct audience, building the correct people. Because let me see, how many students do we have in the money mindset course? At the moment, we have 517. And this is just the 12th of the month. We got 18 more days. So I'm going to be doing this all month. It's a combination of being afraid and laziness by choice. Because one of the things I see is you can do so much on the internet. You can build so many things. You could create so many things. You could do so many things. And whenever I have one of these tried and true deep topics, a lot of people, I call them the TikTok crowd, the TikTok people. Anything that is long and durable, they don't really want to be part of it because they're TikTok people. And the TikTok people are not the people that are going to help you build something durable, help you build something crazy. They're just not. As far as fear, I think it's a mixture of people not knowing how to build a business and how people are scared of what other people might think. That kind of brings me back to the faceless YouTube channel. I mean, that right now, that is the rage. How to create a faceless YouTube channel. And essentially all you have to do is become a movie studio. Go out, hire people to do the work, and then put this stuff up under your name. You're just hiring a movie studio. Most businesses fail. Most jobs now pay nothing. I agree with that. I did a study, like 85% of the jobs in America pay less than 35,000 per year. Most people are cutthroat, lack community. Most prizes are rising. It's not that complicated. Um, if you actually TikTok microwave mindset, pretty much. Because one of the things that I have consistently seen is there are people who have built, let's call them short form content channels. And all they put on their channel is short form content. They don't put any long form content. They don't build anything, right? So what they do is have this short form content audience that's very, very hard to monetize. Very hard to monetize. If it's not about clout, this generation doesn't seem to care. They see how easy it appears to blow up on social media and they think it's easy. So anything that involves real work, nope. 100% agree. 100% agree. Craig, 100% the fear of what others think. I'm still struggling with it 3 years into my business, but I'm working through it. You have to change as a person, like you said, for a real business. I 100% say that because there's a process. And I actually have another video coming up talking about the blind spot, talking about that situation. Because one of the things that I will see, and, for me, I'm having to retrain myself. I'm having to retrain myself to stick with the boring, do nothing, standardized community things to build because if I don't do that, this will go nowhere. Jack, man, this whole generation statement has been going on since pre. That's funny. But one of the things that I look at, like, the title of this video is somewhat kind of boring, right? And if I do not create a very exciting title, and then I don't really come in here and start talking about some stuff, it just doesn't really go over. It just doesn't get bigger because one of the things is I think that this whole thing about what he said, 100%. The fear of what others think. I'm still struggling. We're 3 years into my business, but I'm working through it. You have to change as a person, like you said, for a real business. That's the key. And right now, Craig Tomahawk, congratulations to you for making the changes, sticking with it. Let's see. I'm learning that my failures in business are actually helping mold where I would like my company to be. That could be because this is something else too. And this is something that Dan Cole went through. Dan Cole tried a lot of things to make money online and they simply did not work until he actually came up with his own plan that started to work, that started to crystallize, that started to make money. Because one of the things that will happen is like with me, when I first started out, I started 5 businesses when I was in the military. 5. And they all failed because I didn't know anything about sales. I didn't know anything about marketing. I didn't know anything about community. I didn't know anything about building a company. I knew nothing. And all that stuff failed. But from all of those failures, I got information that I could use to later on build. We will see, man. We're working on it. We're working on it because one of the things that I have noticed is that I have to change. I have to change me. I have to change my whole approach to how I do this. And it's going to take some time. It's going to take some time because one of the things that I have noticed is like, let's talk about the crazy comments. I started to change my content. I started to change how I presented myself online. I started to change a lot of things. And this produced different outcomes on YouTube. It's produced much wider outcomes on YouTube because, like I said, number one, the crazy comments. I just don't get as many crazy, over the top comments. I just don't get that. So, one of the things that we will see is also with, going back to this, the Scat Pack. If I don't respond to that type of content, like I've changed my whole response rate. I've changed everything how I do stuff, and that makes a big difference in how because this is working. Because let me show you something. Let me show you something. Let's see. Uh, YouTube Studio. Okay, this number right here. At the beginning of this month, that number was like 980. 980. So we're seeing a benefit, we're seeing a change, we're seeing things happen. We're seeing things happen because it's moving. Me putting out the new content, me putting out the stuff. Um, like let's see, me putting out a different level of content. I don't even know what's going on. But it's definitely changing what is happening with the channel. It's definitely changing what's happening with the channel. Don't wish that it was easier, wish that it was better. Jim Rohn, changing yourself. Yeah, because essentially, this is the thing that I have to do. I got to change me. I got to change my presentation. I got to change my content. And I cannot get involved with the riffraff because, once again, I have an agenda of creating corporate citizens, creating people who make $250,000 a year, creating a different level of utility. And once again, what's up? It's starting to work. But here's the thing. I'm still dirty. I'm still in the ditch. I still got the shovel. It's working because I am doing the work, even though it looks kind of crummy. It looks kind of bad. But once again, I can go in here and see. Let me go back. This number was like 980 at the beginning of the month. Now it's down to 137. And I was like, I'm gonna be straight with y'all. I thought it was gonna take me 3 or 4 months to get away from that 980. But it's happening because one of the things is these live streams are helping out quite a bit. But like I said, I've had 20,000 views this month, which is really, 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 really low compared to what I used to get. But once again, I have to realize that I am instituting a new mindset. I am instituting a new army. I am instituting a new front. I'm just doing things very differently. And I have to be aware of that. Scat Pack, I mean, it is what it is. I'm going to tell you something. Hold on a second. All right. Appreciate it. All right. Like, let's talk about the Scat Pack. Remember Omni and the Hellcat? Hellcat. There is a whole community that has pledged allegiance to the Hellcats, to the Scat Packs. I mean, let me just show you. And I'm gonna have to work hard to get this stuff out the algorithm, but actually, I'm probably not going to click on anything. I'm just going to Hellcat. The 2022 Dodge Charger, 1.6 million views. Intense argument. I don't know what that's about. I'm not going to click on these views because I don't want to put them in my algorithm. Hellcat thieves caught. New Charger. Hellcat modified. Hey, they tried to steal my hell. I mean, these videos get crazy views. There is such an allegiance to these cars. There is such a movement. There is such a moment to these cars. And one of the things that I am finding out is it's not the car, it's the audience. It's the audience. Scat Pack. I mean, you got people out here who make regular money with a $1,600 per month car payment for a Scat Pack, for a Dodge Charger. Um, you got a lot of stuff that's going on in these spaces for this car, for this production, for this. I mean, it is huge. Why I got a Dodge Charger RT, not a Scat Pack 392? Literally, there's a whole allegiance, there's a whole army to that car. And y'all didn't see none of that stuff. Oh, they're very much stealing these cars. Pretty much. I rock with Jim Ron, Neil Goddard, who was, by the way, Earl Nightingale's mentor. Did not know that. So one of the things that you will see with the Scat Pack, the Hellcat audience, I'm not going to go through that again, is it's the audience. It's the audience. And whenever I have these serious conversations about the things that you need to do to change your financial situation, a lot of people tune them out. A lot of people tune this out because uh, my number has been going up and it's been going down, and people do not really want to hear that you have to do work to be successful. You don't want to hear that. 2K for a car note. Good Lord. The audience for Dodge is built in Mopar has, yeah, I mean, but once again, it's a culture. It's an audience and it's a culture that is driving the Hellcat audience, the Scat Pack audience. It's a culture. I mean, these people, if you're in the Scat Pack Hellcat audience, you can make some money. If you're a member of, you're putting up a video talking about driving a Scat Pack, a Hellcat, or a Trackhawk, just literally driving it. Just do a video of you driving your car, just going here, getting some food. You get numbers. You get numbers. But when you actually talk about something real, like changing your financial life, changing how you do things, changing your level of respect, changing how you work really hard to up your family's income code, changing where you live, changing, like, let me show you something. Let me see. Let me get in here really for a minute. So, all right. This is a modern house in my old neighborhood, and I don't know if they have the look around feature. You've got that room. I think that's in the basement. Let me go ahead and save that. All right. Make sure we get rid of that. All right. So one of the things is it's a very different environment. Very, very different, very, very unique. And let's go back to here, 30311. Let's see. Oh, this is a brand new house built in the hood. Let's see what this gets us. It's, I'm probably going to do a whole different video on this because essentially what you will see is a vast difference. That goes back to people who just want to be entertained. They don't want to go to the change. They needed to become a better person. I agree with that 100% because like, this is kind of part of my program. Why am I doing live streams that have a very somewhat non-excitable title? Pushing those people away. Because here's the thing, because literally um, the highest the stream got up to was 65 people, and it instantly crashed because we're having a conversation on the things that you need to do to become a corporate citizen, the things you need to institute in your life to become a corporate citizen, the things you need to institute in your life to create a business where you can make $250,000 a year. We're talking about that, and people are not listening. They're coming in and it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. He's talking about work. He's talking about I gotta do work. No, 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 no. This is the internet. I'm supposed to go ahead and sprinkle some hustle dust and then make my life become this beautiful thing that I want it to be. And this is not happening. Like there's so much stuff that's going to happen the rest of the year. Now that my mind is firmly reset, I'm 100% on this. I have the right tactics, I have the right mindset, and I have the right business models because like Danco, he actually started to blow up, but for the longest time his numbers weren't that good, but he kept at it. He kept at it. He kept at it. He kept at it. He kept working. He kept writing. And I will say this, once you start making some money, it's easier to stick to it. Man, don't even get me started on that because literally right now there are people who are having online courses how to get an Airbnb. There are people who are having online courses on how to get into renting cars. And if you're not in the right location, these business models do not work. They just don't. Well, like I said, man, a lot of these folks are not interested in building profitable things. And to go back to a comment, let's see, let me go back. This comment right here. Uncle G, the algorithm still has you in the chokehold with the scat pack audience, but eventually you may be able to break out. This is one of the things I'm working on because I've seen it. I've seen black content creators who put out a different content, and this is something I'm going to have to do forever. This is not just going to be for a few moments. I'm going to have to do this for a moment. I'm going to have to do this for a while because to build that scat pack, well, no. It's already called in my brain. To build that corporate citizen audience, I got to do things. Don't even get me started on that. Because one of the things that's going to happen, because like, let's see, what are we working on? We're all right. So we're still getting people signed up for the money management thing. And, I know, like I said, let me go back to YouTube. This is the thing I have to look at. This is the thing that I have to pay attention to. I have to continually to look at my numbers, and my number says change is happening. We're making movements. We're doing things. It's just a matter of me sticking to the program of building out this process to go ahead and develop these corporate citizens. That's on me to continue to do the process. It's on me. It's a whole different culture. The Scat Pack, the Hellcat, it's a whole different culture. And if you can get into that culture, you can make some money. The money mindset is awesome. Loving it. Appreciate that. Because, one of the things that I have to do, and, a lot of people watch me, but they don't pay attention. They really don't pay attention because right now I have been doing a lot and I have a lot of people who are leaving comments. I have a lot of people who are talking this, but they don't know my true intention was to develop this corporate citizen audience. Because once you get a corporate citizen audience, once I get that audience, once I start to develop and push that out, a lot of things happening. A lot of stuff happens with the development of the content, with the development of the program, with the development of the courses. Actually, let's see. I got a book idea that I'm getting ready to start working on. But once again, I have to say is doing the thing. All right, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I'm glad you like it. And there's more stuff that's coming in there. There's like more stuff that's coming in there. And once again, um, let me go ahead. Like, if you are online course creator, you should be taking online courses 'cause that will help you develop. Because I'm going to share something with you. This guy right here, Justin Welch, is the reason that the money mindset course is the way it is because I took his course and I like the way he did it. I like the fact that he used Loom. And this is one of the things. Well, one of the things that happened was, have you heard the phrase audit your audience? I audited my audience and I saw a lot of bad stuff. I saw a lot of because I had people who were getting upset because I said certain things. I had people who lost their minds because I had the ability to say certain things. And I'm going to stick with the plan because let me tell you right now, and this is something that I talk about in the new business courses. The beginning is hard. And what I have to tell myself is this is the beginning. This is the beginning. This is the first chapter. And I have to go ahead, sit down and do the work and keep myself consistent and also shift audiences, which, you know, I'm finding to be interesting because we will see at the end of the month what we've accomplished, what we've built out, what changes we've made, what things have happened. Because one of the things that I'm consistently seeing is like this chat. Let's talk about this live stream chat. I've not had one crazy, over the top, stupid, hating comment. It's all been love and positive. And that's one of the things that tells me that the work that I'm doing is starting to work. I just have to keep at it. Back in the day, I would do a live stream and have 500, 600, 700 people. So I have to tell myself, this is the beginning. We're starting off as a rookie, except we're not starting from complete scratch because there's already part of an audience. That's coming. I would love to see a course that includes your mindsets. Because once again, this is one of the things I have to keep falling back on because let me show you something. Back in the day, all righty. All right. Back in the day, this is how I used to keep up with my YouTube. Oh man, this is terrible. This is terrible. But this is 4/11/12. I made $207 in AdSense. I had 4,001 subs. 4,001 subs. So it really depends on what you're doing, getting out to other platforms and working on your business and working on yourself. So that course is coming because like I said, the beginning, it's going to be tough. The beginning, it's going to suck in the beginning. In the beginning, it's just going to be a lot of hard work. It's going to be a lot of effort, and you're just not going to get a lot of rewards in the beginning. And this is where I'm at. I'm at the beginning of this. I'm at the starting place of this. And this is one of the things I tell myself in terms of putting this stuff up, in terms of doing the work, in terms of building out the content. Because this is something else. Oh, that happens. Um, when I send out emails, I used to get a lot of pushback, a lot of blowback. I get a lot of attitudes, and that's completely gone away. So, also, let you know that I have gotten away from my old email list and we're getting into some new stuff. We're getting into some new protocols, so to speak. So we're getting into a lot of different things. We're getting into a lot of different perspectives, and we're talking about doing the work. And this is one of the things that I have to do because, like I said, I've seen other guys do quite well online. Like Dan Cole, I have no clue to what he drives. I have no clue to where he lives. I have no clue because he doesn't put that information out. One of the things that I have to do is stay true to the cause and start doing more business stuff. Well, one of the things that will happen is like at the moment, if you notice, I'm not selling anything. And that's something that, a lot of people watch what I do, but they don't pay attention to what I do, if that makes sense. And I'm not selling anything. I'm not trying to push anything down anyone's throat. And no one has really said anything about that. It's all been surface level content, crazy stuff, and things that really don't matter in the grand scheme of things. That just simply do not matter. But, building out the corporate citizen ethic, building out people who are willing to do the work, building out this whole new process, it's just going to take time, effort, and doing the things that are required. Because one of the things I've seen, and one of the things I've consistently seen, is that people are just not doing the required things in to make money. They're just not. So we've, like I said, once again, let me go ahead and kind of give you an overview of what I'm doing. This month is all about the money mindset course. That's what this month's about. It's all about the money mindset course. It's not about anything else. I'm not going to do anything else. I'm not going to really talk about anything else. I may start putting up some stuff in the comment section as it comes top of mind, but I'm just not going to let's go ahead and talk about free. This is the mistake that I made. I did not give away a free course when I was giving away Hustlers Kung Fu. I gave away the whole system. And I had a bunch of people who signed up and did not do anything with it. It was crazy. But once again, we're going to have more things that we're going to do. We're going to have more things that we're going to change up. We're going to do a lot more in terms of setting up this business model. And, you will see, because essentially, one of the things I have learned is for me to be successful, I've got to put myself in the position to be successful. And that's one of the things, because audience makes a huge difference. And this is one of the reasons, like my first plan was to revamp the channel, do all these crazy name changes and do all this stuff to get certain people to just simply go away. And then to introduce the free course, and then to do the other things. But once again, it's a systematic step-by-step process of things that I'm doing. And it's working. It's actually working, but it's up to me to stick with the program. It's up to me to keep doing the work, because I'll share some. I got a book ideal that I'm working on. I got so many things that I'm working on. So one of the things that I'm doing, because this is the first time that I've actually had a course that literally has this many students in 12 days. Because I started on let's say the second, so 11 days. This is the first time this has ever happened. And there's more stuff that's coming, more things that we're going to be talking about, more things that we're going to be talking about building. And it's a process of sticking with it in the beginning, because I think this I forget how this quote goes. It's like, you just came across someone's chapter 25 or 30 when you're still working on chapter 1. So you're comparing their chapter 30 with your chapter 1, and that's something that I just haven't really been a part of. But one of the things you got to do is work on your stuff. You got to work on your stuff. You got to work on building out your products, because one of the things that will happen as you work on building out your stuff, building out your products, doing the things that you need to do, is you will begin to move forward. You may not be moving forward at 100 miles an hour, but you will begin to move forward. You will begin to create a different mindset. You will begin to create a different ethic. And, like I said, there's so many things that I want to do. There's so many things I want to put out. And I realized that if I had, now, once again, part of this is my fault. Part of this is my fault. And part of this is the way that YouTube is designed, because I intentionally put up some stuff that drew the Scat Pack Hell. That's gonna be a thing. The Scat Pack Hellcat audience. That's now a thing. And I actually did stuff that called these people in that created the problems that I've experienced. because when I was doing the um, rental car business and I was putting up those videos and I was just talking about all of the crazy stuff that happened. Um, like right now, the people who got arrested for stealing the cars, and this is one of the things that I just do not understand. You rented a car, you have the car, you're supposed to pay for the car, but you're not paying for the car, but you refuse to bring the car back. That is one of the things that just literally blew my mind, that these people were getting arrested. It just blew my mind because I'm sitting there like, okay, you got the car, you're not paying for it, you should bring it back. We're not going to do that. And that's another lesson in the human culture. That's another lesson in me watching and doing the things I need to do as far as business. Track Hawks, that's another one. Yeah, those strong cocaine videos, they're a favorite, but they also bring those crazy people that I don't want to deal with. That's one of the things they do. They bring those crazy people that bring that mindset in that I don't really want to deal with. So that's kind of part of the problem. That's part of the situation. That's part of the problem. And one of the things that I have seen, and one of the things that I have to be 100% on, I have to be 100% on my business is, it's a fight. It's a fight to the end. It's a fight to struggle. It's a fight. It is a fight to do certain things to get things situated. Pretty much. I know. It's like, these people just trying to get over. Once again, that was that Hellcat Scat Pack audience. It was very, very different, very, very much a broad mindset to get past those people. And right now, I'm kind of looking at something. So we will see. We will see. That was funny. The grandma that ran the BMW, that is funny. One of the things that I have learned through all of this, the rental car business was great for YouTube content, but the rental car business did not make any money. And I am still dealing with the craziness and I don't even know how to identify this stuff because as we build this out, as we go ahead and get this together, we're going to see great things come out of this. We're going to see beautiful things come out of this. We're going to see positive things that come out of this. And this is what's funny. Um, as we go down this course, as we go down this pathway, we're going to see a lot of revelations about people and the things that they do. The Broken Village. Yeah, I have to be careful with those videos because those kind of videos bring in that rah rah crowd. It's just essentially they'll watch the video, but once again, I'm trying to build out a system of setting up more corporate citizens, setting up more things. The no snitching crowd. Because essentially, uh, there's a whole bunch of people out there that don't understand that there's work to be done. There's things that we have to do. There's work we have to do. There's businesses we have to build. There's things that we need to do. And these folks don't understand that. But I feel that more so now, the smaller audience is more passionate about building something and creating something than the larger rah audience. Because, like, I've been watching this number, and literally people will come in and it's like, oh, he's talking about building stuff. I'm out. Well, here's the thing. I don't look at it as destroying the YouTube channel. I look at it as getting rid of people. Like, I'm not a person that's just going to be like, oh man, I'm getting all these views. The people who are watching the YouTube channel means a lot to me, because these are the people who will buy the courses and stuff. And I can tell you, let me go back and look at, I'll do that later on. I'm gonna go look at some stuff later on. But in 2020, I did not have 100,000 subscribers. In 2020, I didn't have 100,000 subscribers, and that was my best year ever. So it's not about the number of subscribers you have, it's about what kind of viewers that you have. That's everything. That's everything. That makes a huge difference as you build out your business, as you build out things. Appreciate that. Get them likes up. Appreciate it. Because as we go forward and build this out and we create these things, we're going to see different things happen. We're going to see a different build out. We're going to see a lot of different things. Like, let me show you. Let me make sure that I have it in here. Okay. This is a build out of me learning and progressing. This is probably one of my fastest, easier to digest course, and I just have a few more things to put into it and it'll be done. And it's not like, you know, the other course was like 40 hours, I believe. This course is 3 hours, and probably when I'll be done with it, it'll probably be three and a half, maybe 4 hours. And that's a much easier to get through, because here's the thing, you got to get through it to do it. Thank you. Thank you. I don't go live every day. Where did you get that from? I don't go live every day. Where'd you get that from? I do not go live every day. Where'd you get that from? I go live every other day. That's not every day, man. Where'd you get that from? I'm just curious. I want to know where you got that from, because, like, we will go up here and we will do. No, I'm not going to do that. I go live every other day. I'm not going live every day. Where did you get that from? This, like, just help me understand. Where did you get that from? Because I don't go live every day. This month I'll probably be live like half the month. I'm not going live every day. That's it's not every day, man. It's every other day. Essentially, I have a different setup that I started this month. Well, I started on the 15th, and last month I was doing live like here and there. This is more of a consistent thing. So, all right. So be sure to get the money mindset course, the modern money mindset. Go ahead and get that course. And I will see you guys in the next one. You guys have a great day. And I will not be live tomorrow. Maybe live later on tonight. I don't know yet. I'm thinking about that.